Hello, this is already the second video of the series. After having shown the letter positions of bottle, how this kind of focus upon the letters also has a kind of self-organizing formation process that is processed in it and expressed in it, and that is followed by it, and that is followed by our mind, which stores it into a structure that makes it also fit to what it is originally meant to mean. And bottle was expressed already, and that leads us to battle. It's just one letter difference. Should there be a huge difference in form? It should not be, but there is a huge difference in the meaning, and let's find out how that comes and how you can see how the forms combine completely the same as bottle as the letters, but in a different it makes a different order simply because there's another letter involved, and it builds around a instead of o, and that makes a different orientation of focus. And this orientation of focus makes also a different perspective upon the word. And it is backed by a theory. This theory is too much to explain this time, but if you really would like to figure out how this theory works and where the balance really is in the structure of 3 times 3 positions in space, just like geometrical positions in space, in the middle of the further array and at the borders, or in the timing process where you deal with 2 focuses, or when you deal with multiple focuses and go back to a context that you can use. They also have another structure of 9 positions which also fit to letters. All these letters are a reference point that brings you to the correct balance in this structure, and all these letters fit in there, and they will make also a formation process in the meanwhile that fits to these positions. That takes a while before you realize that and how you have to work with that, but with these positions you can learn it. But I can simply show it to you that you can see what's happening. So we have the B, which is exactly the same as in bottle. So we have, of course, the breaking apart of a form in the physical space into 2 directions to the side, which also brings you to a formation process at the side, at the borders, which has 2 options, as you can see, left or right. And if I put that into that frame of space, it is also getting to the borders, getting to the edges as well, slightly away from the middle. There is the B, almost trying to spread out. Why do I put also the background in it? Because also the next letter, is about the focus in space. So I will also show you the space in which I have a middle point. But we are already a little bit away from the middle, so that also turns us back to to the division that is already there, away from the middle. And so you have these 2 positions, which I will also use as a function, which is the position here of t, the position where this function is discovered. So I have a function that's 1 part goes to the left, 1 part goes to the right, and I have already bit or bat. It is a little bit already like a bat. I didn't realize that when I made it, but yes, it will also fit. So I have already bat here. With a double T, it will double, and with the L to it, it will also give this form. I didn't give this lot of form yet, but I already will show you the E. So the E, normally it goes into one direction, but you already have this contradiction left-right. So I have these, both of them are actually developing. So now I will add a little bit more form to the side and the breaking apart, the forming of the side towards the side, so that it will be more clear what kind of focus do I have. And that is actually the focus of the battle. I try to have one focus point, but everything forms into two different directions, and that's what the battle is about. We are facing opposite directions. This form, as you can see, is around one center. The bottle also had this, but the contradictions were forming together in O. You have these different moments. It's ripening itself during a time frame as the contradictions in the bottle that can be used through it, that can be associated in it, but the contradictions aren't so clear. Coming from all sides, coming is not the most important feature, but when it's around one center, it starts to be more and more clear, and that's what the battle is about. You have different directions where things are forming itself. I'm over 5 minutes, but I think I kept it quite short. If you want to know more about how that built up, just go to the back to the video and check it into the scheme, into the right scheme, and you will be able to figure out that also these positions, they fit with the descriptions, the very basic descriptions that I have there. But these are positions, they are not definitions, they are structured positions which are a balance between the three different regions that are possible. And that's the main focus, how and why this is building up. And sometimes you can also create somewhat different results, but the structure in which they are embedded and which you remember and in which you focus is always the same. Okay, thanks again for watching. There's a website too, and there's some books if you want to participate in getting used to the system, in which these books are a first tool that you just have to read, don't have to understand everything, and then you can go to that structured system that you can, maybe after that time you can also try it out for yourself. Okay, thanks again for watching. Bye.